Hello, Eddy the Scammer here, and welcome to my very first commentary. There was a certain video that really caught my attention. That video was named, Why Sonic is Better Than Mario. Why am I commentating on this video, you might ask?
Why else would anyone be commentating on a video? Because it's bad. You don't have to tease the audience.
Is better than Mario, and he thinks that this video is somewhat important. Well, today, I commentate on the one who made this video, whose name is Guri X.
Great
With
read.
that being said,
Excellent.
let the
No need for another
commentary
take.
begin.
Oh my gosh, is that camcorder?
Something important to tell you all. But it's something you're not going to want to hear. But it is something that is important and that needs to be said, and it is that, by fact, Sonic is better than Mario.
Sonic is better than Mario? What a wonderful discovery! Surely this isn't some random YouTuber saying his opinion should be treated as a fact.
Your sarcasm gets a Q-. See me after class!
But seriously, you can't just go around on the internet saying that your opinion should be treated as a fact. Me personally prefer Mario over Sonic, but I don't go around on the internet saying, "Hey everybody, I got an important announcement to make. Mario is better than Sonic." That would just make me look stupid.
Fun fact, I first saw Guri's video back before Eddy's commentary on it, and I really, wholeheartedly, did not think that people would be this naive to fall for this obvious, almost painful attempt at trolling. Well, the internet taught me one thing, it's that people are that stupid. God fucking damn it.
Where Sonic tries new ideas and at least tries to evolve, Mario just stays the same old boring game with every subsequent entry.
Same boring game? I thought this was important, because not everyone thinks that Mario games are boring. Plus, have you even played Paper Mario or Mario and Luigi?
Those aren't part of the core game franchise.
Know that Mario games are not, how you put it, the same boring game. I bet you never played a Mario game ever in your entire life.
Well, he had to in order to say that Mario has the same boring game mechanics over and over and over as a fact. You know, looking past the fact.
Telling apart the new Super Mario Bros. Games from one another and doing the same for both Super Mario 3D Land and Super Mario 3D World is a difficult and confusing task.
Then you must know that Super Mario 3D World has 4-player co-op, new worlds, and new enemies. So technically, they're not doing the same thing over and over again for Super Mario 3D World.
Admittedly, I haven't played Super Mario 3D World since I don't have a Wii U, but I'm still gonna examine those factors because really those can be easily refuted. By me, at least.
4-player co-op.
Yeah, but does that change the effect on how most of the mechanics are played in the game? Of course not. So really, having co-op doesn't mean that they are improving over the original. And yes, I have seen Let's Plays and gameplay footage of the game, and honestly, from what I've researched, they all basically play the same like they did in Super Mario Bros. 2. The other one. There we go.
New world.
So what? Do they change how the game plays? Do they do anything unique or innovative? You might as well explain why, because really, out of all the things to say that makes this game innovative are the worlds? Really?
And new enemies.
Again, so what? This is the problem I have here. You're barely going into detail as to why. Hell, if you showed examples, that would be fine, but honestly, this is the laziest way to do a commentary. Just saying one-off sentences, which most of the time are the most cliched things to say, doesn't make it good. It makes you lazy.
And before anyone brings up about how Mario was here first, just remember that being the first sometimes means being the worst.
You know, I actually agree with this point. This is actually a pretty good point.
Unless you're counteracting that point, don't say that you agree with somebody and only say that. Again, lazy.
Over Mario is how Sonic manages to evolve with the times without straying away from its core themes. Meanwhile, Mario has always used the same boring art style, same boring settings, same boring plot, same boring characters.
Oh, so now they can't use the same characters, earth style, and setting?
No, he says that it's repetitive. There's a difference between saying that something is repetitive and stale and telling someone not to be repetitive and stale.
While Sonic evolves with the times and does it successfully.
Well, then why is it that every time Sonic tries something new, the fanboys keep crying and whining because it's not the same as the originals?
I don't know. Why is it that you can't see the fucking joke and have it go over your head? And even knowing that it's a joke, I can at least agree with Guri there. I feel like that while not every experiment the Sonic games have done were good, they at least don't milk the same thing over and over again like Mario. Granted, that doesn't make it bad because I do like Mario games, and they do experiment a little here and there. You do have to admit that Nintendo has milked it with their other franchises. Oh, the same thing can be said about the Sonic games with how the plot is practically the same and how Sonic always has the same abilities throughout the games. Oh my god, an actual argument! How did that not get inside your gullible mind?
Mind explaining that to me?
Funny.
Reason number 3 is better hero. Mario is an obese, unappealing slob who has no personality and only does what he does to get some poon.
Okay, first of all, this is obviously you just trying to make Mario look bad.
Oh, now you realize that.
Ever get away with that in a game intended for families?
Do you even have a funny bone?
He also happens to be secretly a sick.
Okay, really? Are you that much of a pansy to censor him swearing? I mean, Ryan is a huge pansy, and he doesn't censor swearing. And I mean huge! Like this one time he was walking down the street and this fat Mexican—
I don't like you.
Sonic, meanwhile, is a creature with a heart of gold, and is a true hero and a great role model for little kids to look up to. He goes out of his way to save others with no intention of gaining any rewards, and actually treats his friends with respect. Simply put, Sonic is one of the most selfless and aspiring fictional heroes of all time.
True, but you're forgetting one little thing. Sonic can be very arrogant at times. He can sometimes be in your face, brag about his speed, and have the tendency to act cool even when his friend is captured. So, I don't think Sonic is one of the most selfless fictional heroes.
Yeah, but does he get some kind of reward for stopping Eggman? No! Even you agreed when he says that Sonic doesn't do it for any reward and treats his friends like actual friends. Not to mention that being arrogant doesn't mean that you aren't selfless.
Number 4 is Better Universe. Sonic has an interesting art style that inspires many great artists, and Sonic has a couple likable friends here and there. Meanwhile, Mario has spawned the atrocious characters Toad, Birdo.
I thought we were talking about Earth style and setting and universe, not characters.
Who lives in the Mario universe,
The last
dingus?
4 Mario games all use the exact same generic environment.
Yes, because all these places obviously look like the same exact generic environment. Seriously, have you even played a Mario game? Because if you did, then you'd know that they don't use the same generic environment every time.
You know how you can strengthen your point? Don't show footage from the same game. Seriously, if you're going to prove him wrong, show something from Super Mario Sunshine or Super Mario 64 or any other game besides Galaxy. Plus, it also weakens your point when your example is a game series where the sequel is criticizing for being a clone of the original.
And now for the final reason, and even compared to the other ones, this one is really going to sting.
Oh, this ought to be good.
Number 5 is Better Fanbase.
Wait a minute. Do you actually think that the Sonic fanbase is better than the Mario fanbase?
No, he doesn't. I mean, if you think he's being serious, forget it. You all know the answer.
And by the way, I hope you're happy with yourself because you've insulted every single Mario fan, rude or nice.
Earlier.
Mario fans and Nintendo fans as a whole are like the snobby rich kids who think they're better than everyone else, and yet they're not.
Because the Sonic fanbase is obviously not as bad as the Mario one.
One should not throw stones in glass houses.
That's all I have for today. So, comment, subscribe, hit the like button if you like it, and this is Eddy the Scammer, signing out.
How appropriate that you use Eddy as his avatar and whores himself out. Hey, anyways, next video.
Ugh, not again! I don't want to do a commentary on this guy again!
Then don't. You know, you don't have to do a commentary. No one is pointing a gun to your head or paying you. You could do some other video that doesn't resort to being a poor man's commentator. And this is a PSA for any other commentator watching this. Don't use cliched sayings from internet reviewers. Do you want to be a fat facehead man?
So a week ago, Guri X made another video, and it's on the PS4 being better than the Wii U. And
Shocker,
what can I say?
it's another
It's
troll
exactly like
video.
Sonic is
Just
better than
watch.
Mario.
Why hello there everyone. Well, I hope you're ready to learn a lesson because I've got some important information for you guys to remember. So you better get your notes out, and it is that by fact, the PS4 is better than the Wii U.
You know, you could have just let people have their own thoughts and opinions. But no. Being the idiot that you are, you say that your opinion should be treated like a fact.
Well, then you are being a hypocrite because you should keep your opinions to yourself than doing a commentary. But being the know-it-all that you are, you just can't.
Number one, the PS4 has better games. The PS4 has great games coming out that are all way better than anything the Wii U has or will have. Why? Well, it should be obvious, because the PS4 appeals to a more of a wider variety of people, while the Wii U specifically targets man-children.
Is that so? Well, let me just look at the rating for this PS4 game. So here's Battlefield 4 for the PS4, and ooh, look at what it's rated. It's an M-rated game, which means people 17 and up can play it. So I got New Super Mario Bros. U for the Wii U, and look at what that's rated. It's rated E for everyone, which means everybody can play it.
And clearly you have no idea how the rating systems work. They don't tell you that you should or should not play a game. They tell you that this game is recommended for this type of audience and not another audience because of certain things like how violent a game is, how much blood or gore is in a game, or if any at all, how suggestive it is, mainly sexually, and the list goes on. So it's not a guideline, it's a suggestion. Same goes with ratings for movies and TV shows. Not to mention that this point is incredibly weak since there are other games suggested for everyone on the PS4 and other games for older players on the Wii U.
Even though the PS4 may not quite have the game library it needs right now, it's still a billion times more competent than the Wii U library of rehashes and lazy man-child nostalgia trips.
Kind of like how Call of Duty, Halo, GTA, and all the other FPSs are the same thing every single game.
And Grand Theft Auto is not an FPS!
Sure, the Xbone has only sold 5 million, but to be fair, your opinions on the PS4 or Xbox One and which one is better between the two is a matter of opinion, while the PS4 being better than the Wii U is a matter of fact.
Is it just me, or does him quote-unquote face-palming sound like he's spanking himself or hitting his leg? Yeah, I guess self-mutilation is a good substitute for cliched comebacks on the internet.
Or the PS4 better than the Wii U. Good for them! It's their opinion! But if you say that the PS4 is better than the Wii U and treat it as a fact...
I've heard it all before. Next!
PS4 and Sony fans as a whole are usually much smarter and more likable individuals than most Wii U and Nintendo fans. Nintendo fans are almost always dumb who like to brag about how Nintendo saved the video game industry.
Where the heck have I heard that before?
Sonic fans tend to be a much nicer group of people and far more tolerable than Mario fans, who are the biggest snobs in the world.
Way to rehash a statement that you made on your previous video, Guri X. I applaud you.
Do you want to know the real kicker of this? Most of the stuff I've been skipping in this video is him repeating the same thing. It's been, how dare you say that's a fact when it's an opinion, over and over and over and over. Hell, even this commentary is a retreading of the commentary before, since you're taking.
So that's the end of the commentary. Guri X, if you're watching this, please listen and listen carefully.
Nice
Shut
try,
up,
but talking
okay?
to brick walls will get you
Shut
nowhere.
up. I know that you don't like Nintendo, and I can respect that. But that is not something to just shove in other people's faces and call a fact. Not only does this video prove how much of a Sony fanboy that you are, but it also proves how much of a self-obsessed and self-centered retard you are. How does this prove you're a retard? Because you just look down on people that like Nintendo and just call them idiots or manchilds for not agreeing with you or liking something that you don't like. You can hurt somebody's feelings for not agreeing with you just because they like Nintendo better than Sony.
And clearly he's succeeding. Next video.
Oh my gosh. As if 2 commentaries on the same guy wasn't enough already. Now I'm doing a rant on this guy.
I am acting.
I'm not doing any more commentaries on Guri X. This guy has made me so angry that I just don't want to do a commentary on him anymore. He really knows how to drive someone's patience, and he does terrible rants and terrible commentaries. For example, whenever he does a commentary on a guy who uses a camera to record footage from the internet, he's like, I'm sick of you retards always using your cameras instead of actually downloading the video.
Aw, did somebody get their feelings hurt?
Also, why does recording footage from the internet with your camera matter?
Well, there are factors that do matter, like if it affects the quality of the video or how well you can hear it. However, I'm not against using cameras to record videos as it was when I started. Good times. That is the primary factor to consider. You're alright, but I'm just saying.
If people want to record footage from the internet using their cameras, then let them. You don't have to call them retards just because they don't download the video. Another thing that ticks me off about this guy is that I always feel that he only does commentaries just to look popular.
Oh, we all know that.
Whenever he does a commentary on Sammy Classic Sonic Fan, it just looks like he's trying to say, hey, look at me! I'm making fun of a kid!
Ah, yes. Good times. Good times. Though you're implying that he has done more commentaries on Sammy when really he's only done one.
And whenever he commentates on Ben the Looney, it always sounds like he's trying to say, hey, look at me! I'm making fun of the nostalgia-tard.
Which was years ago.
Right
Not to
now.
mention that he likes his
Everybody's
videos
doing
now.
Commentaries on Ben the Looney, Junior Fan's doing it, Cyberwolf is doing it, why shouldn't I? And whenever it's a Knothole resident he's commentating on, it always looks like he's trying to say, hey, look at me! I'm making fun of Richard Kuda. His commentaries feel more like reaction videos to me.
Aren't all commentaries over glorified reaction videos?
His rants. When Guri X made a rant on Ben the Looney's fanboys, it looked more like he was targeting towards the fans. Sure, he said that he doesn't have any problem with you if you like Ben the Looney, but after watching his rant on how the PS4 is better than the Wii U, would I believe him? No.
My god, are you still taking that video seriously?
Let's move on to his video on why Call of Duty is better than Mega Man. He says that Mega Man is an abomination. Oh really? If Mega Man is a quote-unquote abomination, why do you use Heatman from Mega Man as your avatar in some of your commentaries?
A, he hasn't used Heatman as an avatar in like 3 years, and B, he was
Now that I got his rants covered, allow me to explain how Guri X is a huge troll.
Well, my work here is done. Stay tuned for the 250 subscriber special. Until then, I'm going to go cry in the shower.
Seeing as how I enjoy watching and listening to commentaries, I figured I'd go ahead and do one of my own. Today's commentary is on someone I'm sure you've heard about, Ben the Looney.
Let me guess, are you gonna call him an assault? Hey, get that watermark out of here! Go! Shoot! Now, shoot! Yeah, you damn watermark, you better leave. As I was saying, are you gonna call him a nostalgia turd like every other broken record?
For those of you unfamiliar with this guy, I'll fill you in. Ben the Looney is one of those idiot YouTubers who make stupid videos. I swear, this guy will rant on just about anything that's out there, especially if it's modern.
Ugh. I'm not surprised that in one of Ben's newer videos, he said this.
Well, folks, you all know who I am. I'm Mr. I Hate Everything Modern. That's right, I'm that guy who's always hating modern things just because they're modern. Even though I like some modern things, but I'm just a big fat hypocrite.
Seriously, somebody could commentate on his rants on CDs, which is a piece of shit, by the way, and they'd still call him a nostalgia turd.
What you ranting about today? Family Guy.
Even though he ranted at it over a year ago. Now, I am aware that there are no guidelines to commentating on videos, but still, don't commentate on an old video from a dead horse over a year ago, especially when somebody else did a better commentary before you, but I'll get to that later.
Ben the Looney is one of those fans of the show who believes that the show has gone downhill ever since it came back from the dead.
Because it did?
This varies from person to person, from season to season, depending on who you talk to. Well, let's not waste any more time. Let's get started.
Remember when I said that most people that do commentaries on Ben are just a bunch of buttered fanboys? Yeah, this is one of them. Also, I might want to get my thoughts of Family Guy out of the way. Used to like it, but I don't because I don't find it funny anymore. The end. So some of you are probably thinking that I am defending Ben since both of us are ex-fans of the show. No!
Before I rant on this show, let me tell you something. I used to love this show. That's right. I got into this show when it first appeared on Adult Swim, and I was obsessed with it. I bought the DVDs and watched every episode constantly, and I never got tired of it.
Oh yeah, by the way people, get used to these pauses because they happen a lot in this video. It's not just this video either. It's practically all of his videos.
Really? I've seen Ben's newer stuff, and his audio doesn't bug out like they did anymore. Hell, before you removed the video, Ben himself called you out on it. Did you even do any research?
Episodes came on, I started to watch them for a while, and then as I got older, I started to realize that I was starting to be less and less interested in this show. I got tired of hearing the same jokes, getting really offended, and annoyed at all the flashback jokes. So, I stopped watching it, sold all my DVDs.
So, hold on. Why would you sell the DVDs if they were the episodes from the earlier seasons? That just doesn't make any sense to me.
Funny, I could recall that from another video.
But surely the DVDs you bought were the older episodes that you said you liked. So I don't think hating the newer episodes would be a good reason to sell those DVDs. if they don't pertain any episodes that's later than season 3. Unless, you're flat out lying to me and thousands of people who have watched your video.
Now, before he took the video down, I actually asked him if he had heard of Super Funny Bros, which he said he didn't. So he's not pulling an irate gamer, so that's good.
And have since started hating this show. Now, with that out of the way, let's get into why I hate it. Well, for starters, there's its cliched premise. We have an animated dysfunctional family that goes through several misadventures. Yes, this is a copy of The Simpsons.
The Simpsons wasn't the first to do this, Ben. Before The Simpsons, we had the Flintstones and Jetsons, among others.
Okay, you do have a good point, if it weren't for 3 things. 1, the Flintstones were not a dysfunctional family because Pebbles and Bam Bam were babies, and it was from the adult's point of view. So, really, your point is technically invalid. 2, I believe that Ben was talking from adult animated standards, and the Flintstones and the Jetsons are geared towards children. Which, if you were judging by Family Guy's first 3 seasons, I believe, it was a Simpsons knockoff. And 3, this.
However, I'm willing to understand that some basic ideas do get copied a lot.
So he is aware that an anime dysfunctional family has been done before. Oh wait, he's responding to the Star Wars claim. I wonder how hard that can fail.
Ben, based on what I've read and seen of Star Wars, I couldn't find this other material that you speak of. If you're going to make an outrageous claim such as that, then I suggest you back it up with evidence. I'm a bit surprised no one has pointed this out before.
Folks, I just want to let you know that I am a huge Star Wars fan, and I just wanted to let you know that George Lucas did copy other materials. I mean, you just said that you did research on this, and there has been hundreds, I repeat, hundreds of blogs and websites that have proven Star Wars copying other materials, such as Seven Samurai, The Searchers, Metropolis, Flash Gordon, and even from history as well. And George Lucas, the man himself, claimed that that was true. Wow! Way to use your own facts to bite you in your own ass!
And some shows aren't always going to be 100% original.
Well, no, of course they're not going to be 100% original. That's because everything has been done before. And doing something that's been done before is inevitable when you work on a TV show or any other form of medium, whether it be on a film or a comic or what have you.
But that's not what ticks me off about this.
Another long pause. You know what, from now on, I'm just going to edit those out.
He's a big fat guy who has an annoying voice and an annoying laugh.
No, SpongeBob has an annoying voice and an annoying laugh. Peter's voice and laughter are far more tolerable than SpongeBob's. I would take Peter over SpongeBob any day.
Loosely translated to...
You may think this, but I don't.
Seriously, get used to him saying that a lot. And while I do find SpongeBob's laugh a lot more annoying than Peter's, you do have to admit, hearing Peter's laugh does get very irritating.
Now, if I had to pick a character from the show who had an annoying laugh and voice, that would be Chris.
And he's a self-centered idiot.
Wait, aren't you calling Ben out that Homer was the same as Peter? Because he is a Simpsons fanboy. Oh, wait. I forgot, you have piss poor research.
Then there's Lois, a weird wife who kinda acts like some kind of weird sex symbol, as well as a witch.
Yes, there are moments where she can be a bitch. That's true of any female character.
Care to give an example? Ha! 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 See, I could play that card too.
However, I don't recall her being very sexual that often in the show. The only time I recall her being very sexual at all was in the season 4 episode Modern Misbehavior.
Well, what about the episode where Peter opens a bar in the basement and Lois becomes the lounge singer? Or when Lois was revealed to be a retired porn star? Or the fact that Brian and Quagmire are secretly in love with her? Or when Gene fucking Simmons, used to date her? Either your research is really piss poor or you're just a blinded fanboy. My guess is the latter.
Now, on to the kids. There's Chris, who's an angry teenager who's just as dumb, if not dumber than his father.
Chris isn't an angry teenager. The only time he displayed any anger issues was in the episode Saving Private Brian.
Well, what about when Chris stroked out at Peter when Family Guy parodied the Star Wars trilogy?
And yes, Chris is dumb. That's what makes him funny. For someone who claims he knows a lot about comedy, you sure don't seem to get the show's humor.
You may think this, but I don't.
Character in this show, who's always the center of abuse or neglect from her family and peers.
Probably because she's the only character on the show who doesn't add or contribute anything to it. She's not unique in any way.
Additionally, the new writers seem to think that if they put Squidward at the ass of their jokes, that automatically makes them funny.
Dad! What is it? What's going on? I heard a noise. Is somebody downstairs?
Oh, God, Meg, you startled me. I'm sorry.
What the hell's your problem, you dumbass?
Hey, Peter, shouldn't you be getting ready for your first news segment?
Yeah, I'm a little nervous, though. I'm not sure what to talk about.
You can talk about me.
Oh, okay, honey, I'll talk about you. Hey, I'm Meg. I go to school. I wear glasses.
Peter, could you please pass the potatoes?
Ah, damn it, Meg!
Hey, everybody, Brian's the new Meg.
Brian's new Meg. Brian's new Meg.
Yeah, you're the new me.
Shut up, Meg.
Next, there's Stewie, a homosexual stereotype who acts like the biggest wuss you could ever meet.
From what I see, Stewie isn't a gay stereotype. The stereotypical gay man, at least from my experience, has a high feminine type voice and is typically very effeminate in speech, behavior, and attire.
And judging for what I've seen of Family Guy, Stewie is a gay stereotype. Now, I am aware that Stewie isn't gay, it's just so that the writers can make cheap gay jokes.
Stewie doesn't possess any of the above traits. What do you expect him to be, Ben? Arnold Schwarzenegger? He's a baby first and an evil genius second. Of course he's going to act like a wuss. He's a baby.
Ben is emphasizing on how the main characters changed over the years. So really, you bringing up Stewie being an evil genius was just pointless.
Then finally, there's Brian, a left-wing nut-job dog who never shuts up.
I don't mind Brian being political or voicing his opinions on things, but I do feel like Seth MacFarlane is basically just using him as a driving force to voice his own opinions on subject matters like legalizing marijuana and religion.
Citizen, I am Captain Obvious! Yeah, tell me something I don't know. I can't.
Such a characters we have, don't we?
Wait, what?
Wow, all these characters are really unlikable.
How are they unlikable?
He just explained why, you stupid human.
I honestly don't see any redeeming quality in them.
It's hard to like a show with characters you can't like. Well then, I guess that includes most of the Hanna-Barbera's cartoons, doesn't it?
What do you mean by that? You're blasphemizing Ben for not explaining, yet you're doing the exact same thing. Way to make yourself look like a huge fucking hypocrite.
Except for Meg, but she's just there to be a whipping mule. However, you know what sucks about this? These characters didn't always used to be like this.
Oh dear God, here we go. Once again, another person complaining about the characters' quote-unquote changes. They didn't change, it's called character development.
Peter used to actually be caring of his family, and he wasn't as brain dead as he is now. Also, Lois used to be a caring mother and not a sex symbol wannabe. Chris used to be just an average teenage boy. Meg still didn't do anything. Stewie used to be an evil baby trying to kill his mother. And Brian used to be a dog that had no sign of being politically informed. Wow. Now these sound like more likable characters.
Where are you getting this information from? The characters still like they did in earlier seasons. Peter and Liv still care about their family except for Meg. Chris is still normal by cartoon standards. About Stewie, I guess I haven't seen the episode where he actually went through with his plan to kill Lois, only to find out later on that he didn't actually succeed in his mission. What you say about Meg is true. She doesn't do anything, so why is she even a character? She might as well be a background character. And again, I don't mind Brian being political and voicing his opinions on things.
Did you not hear him say that he was an ex-fan of the show? He is saying that through years of experience.
Why the heck the change?
It's called character development. Why am I constantly having to repeat myself?
Since the show was revived, these characters have had a total make-under.
Given that the fans watch the show every weekend and every night on Adult Swim, I say that you're wrong on that one, Ben.
What the fuck kind of point are you proving? All he says was that he was more smarter than the people that watched the show, which is a laugh, by the way. And you just brought up that the show has millions of views right out of the blue. Just... why?
This show had the Looney Tunes show formula done on them. This show also is home to several other annoying characters. There's Quagmire, who's a sex maniac who never stops going giddy, 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 and it gets really freaking irritating.
Wow, you fail. And he doesn't do that constantly. That's his catchphrase.
Exaggeration? The fuck is that?
Then there's Herbert, an old pedophile who's not really funny, just creepy. And there's greased up deaf guy. Just why?
You're referencing a character who has only had 2 appearances on the show. At least that I'm aware of. Why?
By God! A decent point! I thought that those were extinct years ago!
Anyway, there are several more annoying characters we could go over, but I don't want to because I have a migraine enough as it is. This is supposed to be a comedy show, but it really goes the lowest on the comedy ladder to try and get a laugh. There's racist jokes, sexist jokes, fart jokes, stupid jokes, celebrity jokes, chicken jokes, rock jokes, sync jokes, Star Wars jokes, and several other stupid jokes that just make me want to facepalm until I give myself a nosebleed.
Then you definitely should not watch shows like South Park, because that show is chock full of all the jokes you just listed.
The irony! It's too strong!
One of the biggest ways this show executes jokes is by the use of flashbacks. These flashbacks have nothing to do with the plot, nor do they even make any sense. They just appear and disappear, and I wonder why they were supposed to be funny.
Just because you don't find them funny doesn't mean other people won't, Ben.
Another decent point? Well, I'm starting to say this commentary is improving.
Some of the biggest examples where I go, huh? What? When I'm watching this show is one joke I remember where one character said he's more stubborn than a mule, and then it showed a guy talking to a mule, and the mule just kept hee-hawing. What the heck was that about? How was that supposed to be funny? What the flub kind of humor is this show going for? Anyway, another flashback.
Really? You're not even gonna counteract that argument by saying that's not how the joke was? I thought you were defending the show! How could you miss an obvious flaw like that?
Joke involved a parody of some butter commercial.
And yet you're a fan of Pinkie Pie. Odd.
And yet there's a rhyme and reason why she is loud. And wait a minute! Did you say that Ben loves to rant on newer shows? Yet you said that he was a fan of Friendship is Magic? How could you contradict your own bullshit statement?
Where it shows 2 hands and a woman hand hogging the butter, and the male hand proceeds to stab the woman hand. Gee, Manetly! Gruesome much? Is that your idea of dark comedy?
Viewers, I leave it up to you. Go watch any of the clips and tell me if he described them accurately. My memory tells me that no, he did not. He completely left out the punchlines.
And care to say what the punchline is? Good God, this commentary is about as shell as a Kardashian. Hey-oh!
Pleasant. Dark comedy is supposed to be done in a funny way, not in a stabbing till somebody's bleeding way. Man, this show is messed up.
You haven't seen South Park, have you, Ben?
Care to look it up? No? Didn't think so.
Well, I think the main problem with this show is that it makes fun of a lot of modern pop culture.
That's what makes it funny. Family Guy isn't the only show to do this. Shows like The Simpsons, South Park, Drawn Together, and others do this quite often. They're basically poking fun at what they're referencing. That's what makes those pop culture jokes funny. Again, for someone who claims he knows a lot about comedy, you sure don't seem to understand it, Ben.
You know, that argument would have had a lot more stake if you point out that he does like shows like The Simpsons, South Park, and Animaniacs, which are cartoons that do poke fun at pop culture. But that would mean research! We can't have that in this establishment! Oh no!
Well, I believe that's one of the worst ways to make a cartoon. If you want your cartoon to be successful for years to come, you contain stuff that people many years from now are going to understand. You make it timeless. People aren't going to understand a parody of certain commercials many years from now. Heck, I don't even understand it now!
What? Ben, these kinds of shows will eventually go off the air and have their place in history. But these kinds of shows typically do not stand the test of time. Look at most of Hanna-Barbera's cartoons, like the Flintstones and the Jetsons. And the only show you can find shows like those on anymore is the Boomerang.
What the fuck kind of grain of salt? 1. He has a point. If you reference something that is timeless, like, let's say, Looney Tunes or Casablanca, then the joke will still be relevant. If you reference an old commercial from the 80s, like the previously mentioned I Can't Believe It's Not Butter, and then it doesn't have that much stake unless executed properly. That's why Disaster Movie and Vampire Sucks failed. 2. Hanna-Barbera is a worldwide known cartoon company, and the cartoons that were made from them are timeless as well. So really, you saying that for whatever reason has no stake. And 3, what the fuck are you trying to say? Are you trying to say that Family Guy won't be remembered? Then you just proved Ben's point right, you fucking idiot. Just... God! God! Now my brain just went kablunk. I need a moment.
Lots of jokes from old radio shows, but it's done in a way where a person now can laugh at it even though they don't understand where the joke is coming from.
What are you talking about? I could probably tell if you would edit better and do something about those long drawn-out pauses.
You are aware that Ben does leave annotations for his pauses most of the time, so I don't see how you are complaining, unless you're purposely ignoring that in order to make yourself look like the better man. If so, then you are trying way too hard.
But we've only scratched the surface here. Family Guy isn't only good at making bad dated jokes. Oh no, they are also good at stealing other people's jokes. Yeah, that's right. They need other people's material to be funny, and this is what really ticks me off about this show.
I haven't seen any evidence of what you claim.
Oh hey look, a video recommendation. I wonder what this is.
I have come for Bart Simpson.
Bart, run like the wind! Mom, it's wind! Well, I've only read it in books.
What? What is it?
I heard a noise downstairs.
I'll go have a look. It's probably just the wind.
The wind, dear.
Is that how you say that? I've only seen that word written.
Well, that proves you wrong. Also, off topic, isn't it ironic that Ben says the Family Guy steals jokes, yet he does the exact same thing?
However, if I had the option of watching an Adam Sandler movie that wasn't the two that I mentioned earlier, and being dragged across a bed of nails while rabid weasels are making a meal out of the meat that's strapped to my face, and finally being dumped into a tub of sulfuric acid, I would watch one of his movies. But it'll be very, very close to picking the second option.
If I had a choice of seeing these movies again and crawling across a street of broken glass on my belly with my thigh open, only to be greeted by a pack of rabid wolverines who not only want to eat me, but also rape me, I'd probably see the movies again. But it's close. Very, very close. Like a gnat's wing.
I'm against using other people's characters to make a laugh unless it's supposed to be a sketch show or a Mad magazine. You shouldn't need other people's characters to get a cheap laugh.
Ben, there's a thing called freedom of speech. This enables shows like Family Guy to use whatever characters that are necessary to make the joke funny. The writers have every right to use whatever characters they want in their show.
How is that a good use of the First Amendment? I would say it's done in satire and call him out that The Simpsons did the same thing. I'm not even commenting on Ben, yet I'm proving most of his claims wrong than this moron.
You have your own characters. Use them!
Ow! Ear rape.
Oh, if you think that's ear rape, then wait till you see Mariotehplumber. Wait, no, I'm giving him ideas. Fuck!
But let me give examples as to why this ticks me off. I like it when this show references them.
References what?
Well, I don't! You know why? They portray them in a negative light. Some examples I could think of is when it flashed back to Walt Disney asking Mickey Mouse to take her top off. Really? That's not funny. That's just sick.
Really? I thought it was funny the first time I saw it.
You may think this, but I don't.
But, oh, we're not done. Then it flashed back to Peter stabbing Yogi Bear right in front of Boo Boo. Wow, still gruesome, huh?
It's about time that greedy little prick got what was coming to him. I don't know why Ranger Smith didn't do that in the first place.
But no, the biggest one that really ticked me off was when it showed Elmer Fudd shooting Bugs Bunny several times and finally cracking his neck.
I'm sure you mean that Elmer Fudd broke his neck.
Quoting thesaurus.com, crack, burst, chipped, chopped, cleave, crackle, crash, damage, detonate, explode, fracture, hurt, impair, injure, pop, ring, riv, severe, shiver, snap, splinter, and split. It's the same thing.
That's it. How dare you do that? How dare you
Ladies and gentlemen, the petties, or in a twist,
right in their faces just to try to get a cheap laugh. And I know some of you might say, oh, Ben, relax, it's just a joke. A joke? That's the show's idea of a freaking joke? Bugs being shot and his neck being cracked? Joke. All I see is a character I love being killed very brutally right before my eyes. That's not funny. That's just not funny. Screw you, Family Guy. Screw you.
Dude, you're getting pissed off because a cartoon character was killed. Let me explain something to you, Ben. Bugs Bunny is nothing more than a drawing, and that's it.
Even though he is aware of that. Besides, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm agreeing with Ben. That joke was in poor taste. I didn't even see any reason why Elmer Fudd just killed Bugs Bunny. I mean, there was no timing, there was no build-up, there was no punchline, it was just random. Huh. You know, I always thought agreeing with this jackass would leave me with a bad taste in my mouth.
The reason why this is funny is because not once did Elmer Fudd ever do this in the Looney Tunes series, and the writers are simply making note of that.
Funny. I remember one short where Elmer Fudd did kill Bugs Bunny when the both of them were older, and it turned out to be a dream all along.
I actually was laughing my head off when I saw this.
And beyond all that, several characters from popular media appear out of nowhere in this show. Okay, I know you're a cartoon, but you're a cartoon about a family living in Rhode Island. This isn't Who Framed Roger Rabbit where all these cartoon characters can walk around nonchalantly. You know, it just doesn't work like that.
I'm going to have to repeat myself once again, aren't I? Ben, as I said before...
And yes, the video just ends right there. Honestly, I'm not surprised. Oh hey, I got an email, and it's from Capester. Huh. After his response, I didn't think I'd talk about him again. Oh well. Let's see what it has to say. Dude, this is Capester. I really didn't mean anything bad by the Capester's World vs. Modern Day video. Oh, I just scoffed it off and moved on. I thought we might have the same relationship as Stevie the Master and Flippy Invader had. I was just trying to redeem my show. I just started out, and I don't want that kind of reputation so early. So that's why I tried to seem big and bad, so viewers might be like, this guy is awesome and doesn't take any shit from anyone. Wait, so what you're basically saying was that you were technically trolling me. And since I commented on that video thinking that was legit, I've been trolled. Well, shit! He got me! I know what I'm beat! Way to go, Capester! Way to go! I tip my hat to thee. Anyways, he also does go on about me saying that he was a lost cause, which, honestly, don't give a shit about. But, still, good job, Aaron. Good job. Well, anyways, time for me to prove how much of a hypocrite I am by bitching at some moron who fed one. Anyways, this is long overdue. I was going to do this over Thanksgiving, but A, I was sick, and B, DBZ Juggalo came up. Also C, I was lazy. How overdue is it, you may ask? Well, this user that made it took it down, so that explains it. Or I got flagged, but honestly, I don't know. So let's begin.
Warning, this video right here has some offensive language. If you're a young viewer, ask your parents before you can watch this.
Dude, it's the internet. I'm glad that you're giving a fair warning, but nobody even follows those.
There's gonna be a lot of cussing. And well, yeah, a lot of cussing. Some language will be very offensive to some with a certain skin color.
Is it people with green skin?
I'm not gonna be the one that's saying it, but sorry for the long warning, but just for those that are weak.
Hey, gasp! I'm weak, so that means that this atrocity of filthy language will surely ruin my entire day. Oh, woe is me!
Turn back.
Yeah! It's got a face!
Hey guys, it's me again.
I don't know who you are, strange man! Just leave! Leave with your face!
Now, I got to talk about someone named Mariotehplumber.
Oh gee, a media clip. I just hope there aren't a whole slew of them, or else that would just dampen my day even more. I mean, knowing that there will be filthy languages making my day feel gloom.
Not really. I mean, that's what my YouTube name was gonna be. Now this guy gets more hate than the problem solvers, but deserves all the hate. Problem solvers, it kind of goes overboard, and yet it does deserve its hate. But this guy is just worse. This guy is so bad. He thinks you're an asshead if you like anything besides the first 3 Sonic games, Mario and Zelda.
Wow, this guy's so bad. He kicks old ladies in the nose and jaywalks. That just fools my jimmies.
Kinda reminds me how when I was a little kid I thought if you skateboarded you were an asshole.
Good to know. Did anybody care? Didn't think so.
Time to stop stalling and time to start telling you why this guy sucks.
Must resist stating obvious. Must resist stating obvious. Well, if you know there's a lot of Mariotehplumber rants, then why are you doing one? I mean, despite the obvious, you're being a dead horse. What the fuck, man? Why are you still going? Just get to the damn thing already! I knew it. There was a sale at the not funny media clip store, wasn't there? I mean, it couldn't possibly get.
And Spyro, you're the dragon.
You little...
A running gag? Really? Because it sure as it wasn't the first time. No! Let's just shove it down the viewers' fucking throats! And eventually, they'll laugh! Eventually! Please?
And his infamous Sonic Adventure 2 review. Alright, this joke is getting old and I'm just stalling.
Thank you! Also, you wouldn't know what stalling is until you look in the fucking mirror!
I'm just gonna take a look at his Sonic Adventure 2 review first. Get ready because this is gonna suck. You're barely gonna hear what he's saying. But I will try to help you out. I'm not gonna make it through this without my good luck hat though. If you're a Sonic the Hedgehog fan, leave now because you're gonna break some windows and probably put a few cracks in your skull. But get ready. Mariotehplumber's Sonic Adventure 2 review. And plus I'll stop it occasionally just to you know, it's basically like a commentary.
Oh, thanks, Celestia! It finally begins! It took you like, what, about 3 minutes? Learn to keep things short, simple, and to the point. Wait, what video are you doing again?
That's how you start off your video? Come on, man.
You even had the balls to say that!
Sounds like he's got a colorful vocabulary. Eh? Eh? Come on, don't you get it?
That's stupid.
Hey, I was gonna say
Sega
that.
made this game to celebrate Sonic's 10th anniversary. And it doesn't suck fucking quote fuckers. What kind of language is that? Not even the angry video game nerd would say stuff like that. Not even the irate gamer.
Did you hear that, boys and girls? That's the sound of a fanboy.
It fucking ruined the fucking freaking Sonic fucking series and the whole fucking franchise.
If it ruined the
Okay, I'm gonna stop right there and let you in on a little secret. You know that the video that he is commenting on? Yeah, it was uploaded in 2010. I don't know where because Mariotehplumber removed the video, but you shouldn't commentate on videos that are 2 fucking years old. At least with the lyrics sure that no. Shouldn't say anything that I'll regret. I already did that once.
Franchise, and why is it still going? Of all the Sonic games that came out lately, this is the most recent game that was released and I own. Yeah, this so-called franchise killer came out in 2001. From what I know, this came out in 2011.
I mean, this is the biggest fucking Dragon Ball Z fucking ripoff ever!
Explain that.
Well, he was until you cut him off. Kids these days.
This game fucking sucks! It's the worst fucking game in the fucking whole Sonic franchise! It's fucking gay, retarded, and for fucking faggots!
Excuse me for a second.
By the way, is anyone else getting really sick of the camera getting constantly unfocused? Because I sure as hell am! Oh, and during this joke, you can barely fucking hear him. Well, isn't that nice? And you wanna know what the fucking punchline is?
I apologize, Sonic fanboys.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Now, as I was trying to say, in my opinion, Sonic the Hedgehog 2006 is the worst Sonic game. I have played Sonic Adventure 2, and it is quite fun.
Now let's get started with this fucking review!
Hello, you didn't explain why the game's a big Dragon Ball Z ripoff.
Like I said before, He's going to explain it later on.
When you put in the fucking disc in the fucking game, it fucking has a fucking music again. It's just fucking retarded and gay, and you fucking see all these fucking other stupid characters. It's just fucking stupid.
I think he was trying to refer to the intro. I do like it. It sends chills down my spine. It's not one of those, like, oh my god, it's so scary chills, but it's one of those, I'm in for something epic chills.
Now let's get the fucking
Good to know.
in the fucking plane. We have no idea how the fuck he got there. And guess what? He fucking looks worse than he's ever before.
That's a helicopter, you dumbass.
Really? You had to pause to say that? You know what? Fuck it. Mariotehplumber is a goddamn troll, and you fucking fell for it, you goddamn nitwit!
Because he's got fucking quills longer than a fucking dick, and he's got fucking 6 dicks on his head, while he's fucking running with fucking little fucking shoes that look fucking shit. I mean, granted it doesn't have the fucking buckles, but it still looks like fucking shit!
Nope. Not even gonna give you the benefit. You fucking think you could use a nostalgia critic clip? In my house, ha!
Listen, I have heard tons of your videos, and I guess you like the classic Sonic. Fine. Do you have to bitch and whine so much about this new design? It's quite good, in my opinion. And a lot of people say that the new design is good.
Again, he's the troll. And how does him bitching at the character design makes him a dumbass? But let's say for the sake of argument that he isn't trolling. That is still his opinion, and you're lambasting him for saying that. I mean, you're not really proving his point, all you're just saying is pure conjecture.
In fact, classic Sonic kind of creeped me out. But then again, when I first saw him, I was a little baby, and I had some nightmares. And when you see the quills, you make a connection about a certain male body part. I didn't edit that at all. That is actually what is in the video. You're more immature than the people on my afternoon bus.
And then you fucking, the first level is fucking skateboarding down the fucking highway. I mean, what the fuck?
Attention all units. Suspect seen heading south. Block all major roads and capture the suspect.
That's a piece of metal, not a skateboard. That is a road or street, not a highway.
He fucking hitting cars is just fucking stupid.
Sega had some parking ticket problems during the production of that game, so they made it so that you can hit cars as a joke.
Thank you for the pointless information. I was so enlightened.
I mean, it's just fucking dumb. And then you fucking fight robots. I mean, what the fuck are the fucking badniks? This is fucking retarded.
Robotnik/Eggman had nothing to do with the robots. Those robots were made by the police. And the badniks, they're for the first 3 Sonic games. Get over it!
Okay, you've been on YouTube since 2011. So really, I am pretty sure by now that you know who the fuck is a troll, because that should have clued you in since somebody missed a tiny detail like that.
There hasn't been a traditional Crash game since Twin Sanity, and you don't hear me bitching.
And the fucking, his voice, it fucking sucks even more.
Did you get the games mixed up or something? Sonic and the first Sonic Adventure did have a fine voice, but the acting was pretty bad. They improved that with the sequel, though. I mean, I did really feel in touch with them as they voiced the characters.
Again, for the sake of argument, it's his opinion.
And then we go to the fucking, the Tails levels.
Oh god, he's gonna attack one of my favorite characters. I meant Tails, not Courage.
Oh my fucking god. Fucking Tails. and the fucking little fucking tornado just fucking sucks.
I always didn't call the tornado a toaster.
Wait, what about a tornado toaster? I didn't hear him say anything about a tornado and a toaster.
All you do is fucking shoot stuff. And after that you fight Eggman with your fucking dick that's hiding in your fucking airplane when you get close.
Come on.
Fucking gay. And then you get to play.
I'm just gonna end the video right here because the rest of this video is just Mario going, God! This game fucking sucks ass! With all the gay ass hentai shit! It's not classic! It's fucking retarded! I hate life! And it makes me wanna fucking blow my goddamn motherfucking brains out! And this guy saying, no, this game is alright, man. It's not gay ass pigs of shit. You are. Final thoughts. I am glad they took this down because it sucks. He's a chore to sit through. He didn't defeat any of his points, what little that there were. He's unfunny as fuck because of all those goddamn unfunny media clips. And, oh yeah, he fed a fucking troll. And again, don't commentate over people that has been done to death. That just makes it more annoying because you didn't say anything new to what this moron's saying. Well, that was a waste of a perfectly good Prince song.
All great music references aside, that weird, Leedy-esque sounding groan kind of sets the tone for the entirety of this video.
Today's video.
Oh, now we know what happened to Jimmy Neutron after his show ended. He got bolder and douchier.
Yeah, his brain blasts are no more. He traded them for a British accent.
Why meat eaters are like creationists, or meat eaters and creationists spot the difference. Just for the record, I'm not a creationist, and I'm not an atheist either. I find neither position encapsulates my take on things. If you want my take on the subject, Carl Sagan explained it more eloquently than I ever could.
Encapsulates? Well, I guess your scapula would like to have a word with you about where your thoughts come from.
But honestly, I don't care what others believe or not believe. Whatever floats your boat is fine by me, literally. I just don't consider it particularly important or even interesting.
If you can honestly say with a straight face that you don't mind people on either side of the fence when it comes to religion, why bother comparing meat eaters to creationists? Your analogy falls flat on its face and your video premise died before the first minute. Nice job.
You see? A contradiction! This guy's a liar! In fact, I don't even think that's his real hair.
So anyway, on with the subject. I realise this video is going to upset some meat eaters. I realise they're going to leave angry comments, mostly hurling insults and denying accepted scientific fact, just like creationists.
Okay, I know Ryan's gonna hate me for saying this, but we're 1 minute and 7 seconds in and already I want to punch him in the face! Like, oh my god! That shitting grin, that condescending tone, frick! A muffin!
The great and powerful Jimmy Neutron knows all. Clearly he has the answers to everything, despite not knowing what an omnivore is.
But hey, you really think that's going to stop me from laying out the hard facts? Come on now. Now don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying all meat eaters are like creationists. That's not what I'm saying at all.
Well, your title seems to say otherwise, as it has no qualifiers or modifiers preceding meat eaters. So your video is inconsistent and your video title is working against you.
Just most of them. Some of them can debate rationally and will accept points when you back them up with science. That's what rational people do.
Oh, well, okay then. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for snapping at you earlier. I mean, I didn't know what has come over me.
Many of these rational people eventually begin to practice veganism themselves when they realise that their previous faith-based beliefs are not backed up by science or reality.
You little shit!
The way to enlightenment is to restrict our diets so that we can appease the animal population. Well, I guess we'll have to stop eating plants because they're also living, breathing creatures. I suppose enlightenment also means you expect us to become ascetics.
All I'm really saying here is that most meat eaters are like creationists. The majority of them. Let me give you some examples. There is zero proof that meat eating drove human evolution.
Quick search on Google and I found 2 articles that says otherwise.
And to augment David's point, here is a peer-reviewed scientific paper published in a reputable journal titled Human Evolution. And to further augment my point, here is another paper by Milton in Evolutionary Anthropology that argues we were built to consume meat and plant products. Perhaps you need to do something called reading, which everyone does to gather information. I can be flippant and sassy too, you know.
Most meat eaters still insist that this is a hard fact, despite the complete lack of proof and the complete lack of a scientific consensus.
Maybe I could give some latitude in terms of consensus, but the proof contention is bollocks when you realize these articles were lifted from reputable freaking journals. You cannot go against that point, so your twisted idea that meat eaters or whatever are wrong because they cannot produce proof is out the window.
Meat eaters accept this thing as a fact, based purely on blind faith, and they cling to their dogmatic beliefs. Ask them to prove it, and they either run away from the debate.
Oh my god, that smug laugh! I want to give you a wedgie and steal your lunch money!
Opinion, or they start hurling insults at you, just like creationists. I've had several conversations with meat eaters on the subject of cancer. When I tell them about the protective effects of a well-planned plant-based diet, they get angry. They call me every name under the sun. I share scientific studies with them, and they refuse to look at them.
I'm fairly sure I can recall the same with vegans and anybody who is ultra-defensive with their viewpoints. So therefore you should not be lumping people into categories because of the fights and debates you picked with the people who fought and debated. Generalizations up the a-hole, again.
You know, I would like to see video evidence of you explaining that to people, because from this video alone, I would side with the people you are trying to argue with. I mean, for the condescending tone that you use and compare them with creationists and say that their beliefs are wrong, yeah, I wouldn't quite like that. Here's the thing about people, they don't like to be talked down to. Maybe if you try to engage them in an argument and treat them with the same intelligence respect as you, quote unquote, have, then maybe they'll listen to you. Or unless those people you talk to, you cherry-picked people who aren't that well-informed or are strong believers on the other side of your argument, so you'll know that they will disagree no matter what, and you want to make yourself look good. Speaking of, if you have this quote-unquote proof that veganism will help cancer patients, where's your proof? Because I looked it up and I found a lot of evidence from Google, and I did find evidence to back you up. But did you? Well, according to the video description, all there is you saying something along the lines of veganism is awesome and meat eaters are awful, blah 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 blah, and then t-shirts. You said in both the video and the description that meat eaters don't back themselves up with evidence. But it's okay for you to do the same thing because you got swag shirts. Fucking blow me.
In addition, the fact that we cited several scientific papers clearly suggests that our points do have evidence, so if you are willing to ignore that, then I guess you are unwilling to relate to other viewpoints, just like creationists. I'll let the purified irony waft into the video audience.
They deny scientific fact because it contradicts their faith-based beliefs, just like creationists. Tell a meat eater about the China study. The rational minority will be open to the new information. The rest will try and tell you that it's been debunked by a blogger. Yep, that's right. Who needs peer-reviewed science when we have blogs written by people with zero scientific training?
Unlike vloggers, they can just spout out whatever hooey that they know about and claim it as 100% fact without backing themselves up. But it's okay because it's protected under fair use. Again, t-shirts.
So I suppose that what you said previously has no value because you're not a scientist. Okay, your video premise has been destroyed yet again. Why did you even make this?
The blog is correct because it says so in the blog. Remind you of anything?
Yeah, you! I guess vegans don't have mirrors in their homes.
Looking in your description, we see a very cool website for cool t-shirts. And no other citations or resources. If you took enough time to leave an advertising website, but decided it was too much work to link to important things like, I don't know, the China study you mentioned, then it seems your priorities for this video are skewed, and you expect us to believe what is coming out of your mouth without any critical thinking involved. Like a creationist would expect their sycophants to do.
Yeah, that's right. Just like creationists. Meat eaters believe that man is the supreme being, and that we can hurt others as much as we like because we're more powerful. This is all normal because everyone does it. They believe in this mythical concept they call the food chain.
Okay, no, you cannot say this while ignoring something that pretty much all of us learned since grade school. Which, by the way, applies to every animal in existence. And we are the top species in the animal kingdom. We built buildings, roads, cars, planes, porn, and found a way to domesticate animals. Have animals done that? No! I don't think I should reiterate your shirts now, do I?
As a Bachelor of Science from a 4-year accredited liberal arts college, I can tell you that what you are saying is inherently false. Excuse me. Yes, food chains are an oversimplified way of viewing how energy is transferred in an environment, but food webs describe this energy transfer more accurately, and it's the same basic premise. The energy that is created by producers are used by consumers. What is hard to understand about that? We're considered powerful because we can control our food chain by eating primary producers, primary consumers, and even secondary consumers. Unless you don't know what producers and consumers are, you can logically place humans near the top or at the top because we eat both of them. Wait, you have no idea what an omnivore is either. Never mind.
With themselves being placed at the top, rather like God's favourite children. Scientific reality tells us that there is no food chain, and even if there was, humankind would most definitely not be at the top.
What evidence do you have to back up that claim? Also, there may not be one grand food chain, but there are certainly many constituent food chains that make up an ecosystem. Oh look, here's an article by Post et al. In Nature Journal that describes how food chain size can set limits for ecosystem size.
All living species interact with one another in a web, not a simplistic chain.
And the definition of a food web is that it consists of multiple food chains in an ecosystem, so food chains do exist, and you have no idea how food chains work.
9 teeth, and that proves we are meat eaters. I tell them all about the existence of the megabat, interestingly also known as the fruit bat. A creature with forward-facing eyes, far sharper canines than us, and a 100% fruit-based diet. The megabat is one of a great many animals with traits meat eaters think prove we are evolved meat eaters. Meat eaters like to pretend these animals just don't exist, because just like dinosaur fossils, they inconveniently blow their faith out of the water.
Well, as a meat eater, I don't see how megabats debunk us from proving that meat eaters are superior. In fact, I don't think that entire megabat spiel added to anything. If it's to prove that species that are known as carnivores have one relative that eats plants to say that we all should be vegans as a fact, then that's a rather weak source. And the reason why that is because humans are actually omnivores, meaning that they can eat both plants and animals to survive. We, humans, as a species, are among them, along with bears, raccoons, foxes, the entire bird species, and really the list goes on. In fact, here's one question I have. Do you just lump the entire human race that aren't vegetarians as meat eaters and think that we only eat meats and nothing else? Because that really isn't the case, since a human diet needs both to survive. That's why elementary school students learn the food pyramid, which shows the right measurements of items that we must consume to survive. Of course, with you vegans might debunk that argument, but we'll get more on that later.
Just like creationists, meat eaters deny the environmental devastation they directly support through their faith-based choices. Show them the scientific consensus, and they'll refuse to look at it, and instead, usually they'll start rambling about liberals and lefties, and how it's all a big conspiracy to stop them eating their favourite thinly sliced ham products, because obviously, their thinly sliced ham is way more important than the world we leave for the children of the future. There is a scientific consensus on the #1 cause of environmental destruction, animal products.
I actually did find whether or not that is indeed true, and I cannot find a source that does agree with what he says. Yes, animal products do lead to pollution, but it's not the #1 cause, since many others doesn't really say that is the major cause, as it also says that air pollution is a major cause too. You see, this is important why you should show where your sources are, otherwise it makes it out that you are pulling it out of your ass.
Also, as someone who has listened to the news and current scientific discussion, pollution is attributed more so to carbon emissions anyway. Why the hell do you believe that meat eaters are fully responsible for all pollution and climate change ever? Oh wait, I forgot. You appear like a radical vegan, and that is why people call you out as an insane member of the left. You act dogmatic and are unable to cope with other opinions. Those labels distract from the original point, of course, but that does not change the fact you're willing to remain a radical and extremist. In fact, your precious cows that you are willing to protect are also responsible for emitting methane, which also enters the atmosphere. Another dose of irony, folks. In addition, here's a paper to back up my claims. Where's yours?
There is a scientific consensus on climate change. It's happening, and animal products are the #1 issue.
And not burning fossil fuels? Really? Hey, do you hand deliver your Nito t-shirts door to door to the people that bought them? Or do you have a delivery company give them to the people that ordered your shirts?
My paper, damn you! My paper! Your face.
Meat eaters will still deny this, as it contradicts their faith, just like creationists. Meat eaters refuse to face up to the cruelty they directly support. They euphemistically call meat protein, despite the fact that protein is, hey, it's in fruit and it's in veggies too.
Yes, they are. But guess what meat has that plants don't? A sufficient amount of amino acids. Amino acids are used to help us digest foods and repair harmful body tissues, as well as a bunch of other neat stuff. That's why there are protein supplements that are given to you vegans.
To add to that, fish and eggs contain brain nutrients such as vitamin B12, creatine, and vitamin D3. Are you saying we should just eschew them? Because that is not going to help you, buddy. Unless you have some serious options, nutritional deficiencies are around the corner. Also, another source. Ooh!
They refuse to look at the reality of how their food is produced, try and show a child slaughterhouse footage, and see how quickly his or her parents shut you down with much wailing, much moaning, and much gnashing of teeth.
So in other words, what you want to do is terrorize your children with brainwashing propaganda to make them turn into vegans. This is exactly the kind of rhetoric you hear in uninformed documentaries. This is indoctrination at its finest, and that is what creationists tend to do as well.
There is no way children are going to be allowed to see the truth of the horror they are forced to participate in. Meat eaters protect themselves and their children from the truth of the food they eat. They live in a web of denial, a web of lies. The truth is treated like an enemy. In America, you have ag-gag laws designed to prevent people from seeing reality.
No, because it prevents people like you from showing footage that will harm businesses and economic consumerism towards companies like Oscar Myers.
But David, he's probably against the capitalist agenda because it's unfair towards animals and makes everyone's lives a horror.
Oh!
Well, I guess companies deserve to fail. Which is ironically what the purely capitalist model states. I suppose he does not believe in parity for all industries.
The truth of the animal abuse and cruelty behind all animal products must be carefully hidden. Anyone sharing it is accused of peddling propaganda. Meat eaters hate the truth. They hate reality, and they are especially careful to shield themselves and their children from it, lest the scales fall from their precious eyes, just like creationists.
It is considered that because the sources that we cited in the video are not discussed. It is a one-sided interpretation of the human diet, and clearly the word omnivore is stamped out of their personal lexicons. It's an abridging of human understanding and knowledge to invoke tunnel vision and myopia in their followers. That's the definition of propaganda, so chalk that up in the terms Richie Fruitbat does not know box.
Also in the video description, he admits that there is a legit criticism against veganism, which he does not say what it is. It's just another lie, stacked on top of another lie. It's just layers of lies. How do I know that you're not British? And that's the end of the video. Final thoughts. I'm not lambasting against vegans. If you're a vegan, that's good. But veganism is like having a penis. It's great that you have one. It really is. And it's great that you're proud of having one. But please don't fly it around like you have a higher authority towards people, especially women and children. Please don't whip it out in public and show everyone. And please don't convince us that your dick is better than ours. Because at the end of the day, it's just your penis, just like every other man. Just because you're different, that doesn't mean that you have the authority to say that you're better. Which you unfortunately do and make others feel like shit. Just like creationists.
The moral of the story is this. If you claim there is evidence, then post it where we can easily access it. I'm sure we will do the same for our video, but note how there is nothing but ridiculous rhetoric in your description, and a URL for a t-shirt. That takes precedence over showing some information that could have been helpful for your video's case. In fact, you detracted from the argument yourself with the title and description. Please refine your definitions of propaganda, omnivore, and food chain for me, and stop making false accusations about meat eaters and omnivores. Maybe then we will be able to reconcile our differences and not act like condescending know-it-alls about the subject of human nutrition.
Hey, Grandmaster Circus here, and I'm back for another commentary. Now, the troll for today will be Monkey Game Guides. I first found out about him on the Cute Fuzzy Weasel channel. He does Feeding the Trolls, and he fed Monkey Games Guys at one point, or two, or three, and I highly suggest going to check out most of his videos, but
fanboying mediocre YouTube channels one video at a time.
No, he doesn't update frequently, but he has very good videos. You need to bear with him. He has a lot of stuff he needs to do, but some of his filler stuff is good, so if you have time, check that out. So, if you can see by the title, you already know that we're in for a shock. So without further ado, this is Monkey Games Guides.
Guess what sucks today?
This fucking video.
You like that? It took me a week to think of that.
Brothers, the entire franchise. Wanna know why the Super Mario Brothers fucking sucks?
I don't know. Tell us why the Super Mario Brothers fucking sucks.
Because it's overrated shit.
Well, fucking shit. Mario games are not overrated. They get rated based... Mario's never had a free ride, okay? His games get rated based on what they are.
You do know the term overrated is mainly based on personal preference. I'm not using the opinion card, but if somebody says that something is overrated, that's just how they feel on what the thing is. So saying that Mario is not an overrated franchise as a fact is a really shallow statement that only dumb fanboys use. Like you!
Just because something is successful doesn't mean it's overrated.
Yes, it can be.
And I don't like the Super Mario Brothers because it's a kid's game.
No, well, what the fuck do you mean? I mean, so? I play a lot of games that are considered for kids. I mean, I play freaking Sonic. I mean, over here in my PlayStation 2 collection, I got fucking... I have a freaking Cartoon Networks game for Christ's sakes. It's that Punch Time Explosion game. I even got Little Big Planet, and Rayman, and Ratchet & Clank, and those games are probably considered kids.
While I will agree that adults can play kids' games, that doesn't mean that the games that you listed as examples are meant for them. They are, and still will be, targeted towards kids. Anyways, he makes a horrible joke and repeated what you've heard before, so...
Well, fuck them, because it's overrated as shit. I mean, come on, we live in fucking 2013, right?
Do me a favor. Like, I know right now, and most of my previous videos, I've stumbled over my words, but can you please stop clenching your teeth when you talk? Because it makes you sound like you're fucking See, it's like this. You're clenching your teeth and nobody can understand you. Because it's like you're trying to be mad, but you're not actually mad.
I can understand him just fine. In fact, you understood what he said before, so I don't really see this being a legit argument.
And people are still playing Mario, that fucking 1970 Italian plumber piece of shit.
Okay, I have to turn up the volume so I can hear him, so if it's too loud, tell me.
Fuck, in Super Mario Bros. You control the fucking...
It's not working, I still can't hear him.
Retakes? The fuck are those?
Fucking plumber. Oh,
Me? I mean, I understand most people don't like Mario as a character, but the games are good.
Huh, I never knew somebody actually liked Hotel Mario. Also, he said that nobody wants to play as Mario because he's a shallow character. He says that nobody wants to play Mario because he's a plumber.
fucking dumb. I mean, for fuck's sakes, it's fucking 2013 and we've got games like fucking Call of Duty, and people are still playing old, shitty 70s games.
Oh, fucking come on. Okay, two things. Call of Duty is not the best game on the market. I'm sorry. If it sounds like I'm joining the hate bandwagon for Call of Duty, it's because people like fucking him.
You're an idiot. The reason why he says that is because he wants to piss you off. And he's doing a damn good job at it. Seriously, if you actually do like You Fuzzy Weasel, then you could at least take some effort to make the videos at least funny, or, you know, not take the trolls seriously. I'm not saying that Cute Fuzzy Weasel doesn't take trolls seriously, but even then at least he makes it clear that he is making a comedy video. With a few exceptions, you're playing this straight.
In Mario you control a Italian plumber who look it's somehow in Mario, which is stupid, because that's all he fucking says. He gets so much best big character of all fucking time on every fucking bill. Because people fucking obsessed over stupid fucking Italian Mario piece of shit when he's not fucking.
Sorry, that was me moving my camera. I mean, not my camera, my microphone, because I can't hear him. I can't hear him. I have this headset that has a little microphone on it, and I have to put... I usually take one and then put it on my ear so I can hear, and then when I need to say something, I put it down so I can talk into the microphone, but not here.
Then buy a new microphone, dummy! Anyways, I'm ending the video here. He just says that he's cutting to the video off to the next part anyways. Which, no, I am not going to do. It is basically him saying the same thing. Monkey Game Guides goes, "Last franchise sucks." And Grand Metro Circus goes, "Fuck you!" That's literally his entire video series. It's him commenting on an obvious and overdone troll, taking them seriously, and then horse his channel out. Really, if this is what you're gonna do on YouTube, then you should really change your style. Don't take the trolls seriously, make more jokes, actually give a shit, get a better microphone, and get a YouTube download.